Kanna, hi. And I went over to the wrong screen. Bye again. I went over to the screen that I used the most, but I forgot I set up on this screen today. It is me! Kanna, your Norwegian VTuber who's here to teach you Norwegian today. And I'm kind of stupidly nervous for today for some reason, which is probably because I actually have to utilize, you know, my native language. And I'm scared of saying something wrong because I have not had Norwegian grammar in like 15 years. Because you don't really learn Norwegian grammar anymore in university, so when you're done with high school, you're like, done. Dark Soul Dragon, you let your job know you'll be in training today? I don't know if this counts as job training. Also, thank you for the super coins, arigato. Imperial Goddess, welcome back to the Common Squad. Yeah. Most of you won't know if it's wrong. That's the bad part, because I could be teaching you wrong stuff. Also, is YouTube chat not... Why is YouTube chat not like... Try that. There we go. Hopefully that works. I don't know why that was stuck. Gukrel, oh my god, you guys are already speaking Norwegian in chat here. This is scary. What if... Wait, there's probably... There's no Norwegian combos there right now, right? Combos. There's no Norwegian combos. You Norwegian combos will catch on the... No! Oh, no! Multiple Norwegian combos! Come on! Superbolt! Well, welcome back to the combo squad. I love you too. Okay, so, this is a message. The following message is for Norwegian combos. Du vet at siden dere vet norsk, ok, så trenger dere ikke å høre på. Siden dere vet norsk, så trenger dere ikke å høre på denne streamen, ok? Yeah, they don't need to learn what I'm saying today because they already know it. Totally. Totally. What did I say? I just say that they don't need to be here. I mean, no one needs to be here, really. But you're all kind of here. Butchering the grammar, huh? Yeah, I'll be butchering all the grammar. This is my Norwegian 101. You need to learn again. You've forgotten all the grammar. You know, kind of me as well. I'm not going to lie. I don't really think about Norwegian grammar anymore. You're here to supervise. Please don't supervise, okay? Oh my god, this is really bad. Speak English better than Norwegian. I feel like these days I do, like, at least when I'm streaming. Okay, so this is the really bad part about today, is that when I'm streaming, my brain goes like all English. I almost said English. Not even English today. Oh, this is off to a good start. Yeah. Well, like, my brain is all English. And my problem is also is that I feel like we stopped having like thorough Norwegian grammar after junior high school. Like, we of course had Norwegian in high school, but it was more like advanced stuff and like reading postmodern poetry or whatever they wanted us to do, and learning about dialects and, you know, whatever. They didn't have like, this is how you conjugate a noun. Like, that's not what you learn in high school, or at least you should hope that's not what you learn in high school after having Norwegian for many years straight. But like, high school was the last time, but junior high school, like, high school was the last time I had Norwegian, and that's been like 15 years ago now, like something like that. And I'm just like, poem analysis. Oh yeah, poem analysis. As a VTuber, I probably used far more English in recent years. Yeah. You had music lyrics and stuff in Norwegian class at high school. Ooh, I dodged music lyrics, but we had short stories. We had to read Knut Hamsun Sult, or Knut Hamsun Hunger, if that is what it's called in English. The Nobel Prize winning book. And it's bad. Come on, I don't like it. It's not my preferred literature. It's like post-modernism. So many short stories. Yeah, Norwegian teachers love short stories. Oh my god, they love short stories. But Knut Hamsun writes like introspective, like Hunger or Surt is like it's not like long by, if you say like a fantasy novel standard, but it's like entirely internal monologue almost of a guy that's just going around and like dying from hunger. it's really dark and depressive, and he's a little bit cray-cray, I feel like. I don't remember exactly all of it, but I remember suffering reading that. And also we had to read out loud. I remember the teacher made us read out loud at some point during class in high school, which obviously everyone was fine with reading out loud, but it was so boring. Norwegian class was like one of my least favorite high school classes, but that doesn't mean today has to be boring. Totally not. Look at this fancy cute PowerPoint that I've made you. I swear I have not made any PowerPoint since like actually wait, I did make some on my work, but I made more PowerPoint since I became a VTuber, like since high school. Like I've only made this many PowerPoints like back in high school as I did since I became a VTuber. Is the Nords okay? So much media is dark and depression. It must be like the winter depression people go through every year if they forget to take their D vitamins during the winter season. Probably that. But yes, I made a PowerPoint and my first slide is amazing. Oh, there we go. I had to press there. Do you need it? No. This Camels. You don't need this. You don't. Okay. You can just close out the stream, close out the video, just leave. Please don't leave me. But you can leave because you don't need this. I said no unless you plan to move to Norway, and even then, the answer might still be no. But what if you live right next to Norway? And especially then, I'm assuming you're Swedish or Danish. There's a lot of Swedes and Danes living in Norway that just use Swedish and Danish. They kind of adapt like their Swedish and Danish a little bit, but literally my last workplace, I had a Swedish coworker and a Danish coworker, and they kind of just spoke their own language, just slightly adapted. Or Finland? Oh yeah, Finnish. I understand zero Finnish. Finnish, understand nothing. Sweden, Denmark, fine. I can understand Swedish and Danish fine, but yeah. But if you move to Norway and you're like, oh god, voice. And you're like in a tech field, or if you're going to work at a very international workplace, something like university, for example, or like maybe an international firm or things like that, the work language might be English. And the thing is, like 90+% of, I want to say like 95+, but the like quality can vary. But like a high percentage of Norwegians just know or understand or can speak English to like a fairly proficient degree. So if you're going here as a tourist, you're going to be just fine with English. If you're moving here for like studying for 3 years or something, if your studies are in English, you're probably going to be just fine with English. If you're moving here permanently, or if you get a Norwegian partner and I guess you want to impress them or something, then maybe you could consider learning Norwegian. Is this what Norwegian literature is like? Norwegian literature, if it's like famous, it often gets translated to English anyway. The Norwegian equivalent of getting Nihongo Jolsu being spoken to in English. Yeah. That I feel like if you speak to Norwegians in Norwegian and your Norwegian sounds really broken, they're just going to go like, oh, it's fine, we can speak English with you. Like, I probably would do that. Also because I really like English and I would just take any excuse to speak English. I'm Norwegian? Yes, I'm Norwegian. Norske bordsmålet mitt. Jeg født og oppvokst i Norge, og jeg bor fortsatt i Norge. Overraskelse! Til alle dere som ikke visste det allerede, men ja, jeg er norsk. Ikke det at jeg snakker norsk på stream ofte, men ja, norsk. Don't worry, I'm going to intermittently speak Norwegian today. Do not worry about it. Your takeaway from Norwegian lesson 1, you have absolutely no reason to learn Norwegian. Yeah, exactly. What if we want to read Norwegian literature? Find the English translation. Okay, and then is my next slide my disclaimer? Oh no, this is not my disclaimer yet. This is like actual, come on, look at this, actual grammatical actual grammatical knowledge. The one good news, if you're learning Norwegian, is that Norwegian and English follow a subject-verb-object sentence structure, which is like how the sentences are structured. There are some exceptions in Norwegian that we're not going to go into those today, but you don't have to like learn how to flip your sentences around, like you have to if you learn Japanese, for example, because Japanese has, I think it's a subject-object-verb. I think it's subject-object-verb in Japanese, though I could be wrong. But it's different. The Japanese sentence structure is different. English, Norwegian, pretty much the same. Yeah. In Dutch, the verb comes first if it's a question. Ooh, fancy. Oh, yeah. Japanese is subject-object-verb. But yeah. And this is a structure for subject would be like if you say like I like something, like I like anime. I is the subject, like is the verb, and then the object is anime. Or like you like VTubers. Then you is the subject, like again is the verb, and object is VTubers. So that's sentence structure. It's just like how the sentences are built up. The next slide should be my disclaimer, though. Also, I don't know how long today will take, but 2 hours is the max, because if I'm going to have to teach in Norwegian for more than 2 hours, my brain will explode. Yeah. And then we have my amazing disclaimer. Because Norwegian is messed up, okay? Norwegian is really messed up. And this is why I'm telling you that even if you're moving to Norway, you really gotta think twice before you decide to learn it, because you're committing to a lot here. Norwegian has one spoken language, which is fine. That's fine to learn. But we have 2! Why do we have 2 written languages? Why? Oh my god, why? So this is my disclaimer, is that I am awful at nynorsk. The two written languages are bokmål and nynorsk. And I'm real bad at nynorsk. Like, I can read it just fine, I just can't write it. And it's its own separate grammatical system. This is not a dialect thing. Norway has a ton of dialects, like a huge bunch of dialects. That's going to make learning Norwegian, like listening to it, like more tricky. But the written form has 2 different grammatical systems that are separated from dialects. So obviously, like, there are dialect stuff messed in there. And I even included you like a handy map. This is Norway, if you haven't seen it before, on a map. We're a long and thin country. The part that's like missing on the right here is like a whole bunch of Sweden that's cut out. And then some of Finland is like cut out of the top there. I think it's a tiny bit of Russia, but Yeah, this is Norway. The blue is municipalities that have like officially picked bokmål. The orange is municipalities that have officially picked nynorsk. And then the gray areas like are just undecided or neutral as like their official like main form that they teach in school, basically. So you can see nynorsk is like a western, slightly west-south Norway thingy. Yeah, the gray areas are basically bokmål as well. Because this is like, I looked this up today. I don't know how accurate this is. But I swear like 5-10 years ago, this was like 85-15%. Currently, when I looked it up, it says it's 90-10% split. So I think the nynorsk percentage has gone down. You agree there's a third form, trøndersk? Trøndersk. I mean, it's a pretty heavy dialect, but usually don't write trøndersk, right? And also, thank you for the super coins. Arigato. Bookmall. Also, wait, why can't I see Twitch? Where did my Twitch camels go? Oh, I accidentally minimized the window. There we go. Now I can see you, Twitch camels. I have so many windows open because I have my PowerPoint open as well. There we go. There we go. Now I can see you guys. But yeah, so this is my disclaimer, is that if you want to learn nynorsk, you're going to learn zero from me. Because I was stumbling my way through school, kind of just passing. Yeah, I was never close to failing nynorsk, but I would do like I remember in high school I would do like a nynorsk like just like general test paper during class, and I'd be like, oh, I did it decent. I think I did good. I was like, I think I did good. Like I think I did decently, and then I would get back a 3, which is the Norwegian equivalent for like a high D or like a low C grade. It's my only subject that I've scored that low in, so getting that 3 back was a little bit of emotional damage, and I think that's when I was like, yeah, I'll do my best through school and then never again. Do they have different characters? The characters are the same, like the alphabets are the same, but the grammatical systems are different. Like if you have like nouns are different. Noun conjugation is different. Like basically everything is different. You're learning. You might as well been teaching me Swedish. That's how different it is. Like, teach me the Swedish grammar. But because it's eerily similar as well, it's like, it's harder to teach your brain to remember. And this is the really bad part, okay? Is that you might be like, oh, this doesn't sound too bad. You're learning 2 grammatical systems at the same time. But you're not. Because you're also learning English at the same time in high school. So you have Norwegian, like spoken, obviously. You have Norwegian bokmål and nynorsk grammar. And then a third grammatical system, which is English. And then you have a 4th grammatical system, which is a language of your choosing. And by your choosing, I mean you have to pick Spanish, German, or French. And like decide to which degree you want to suffer. So in like high school in Norway, you're learning 4 grammatical language systems at once. And imagine having... Do they hate students? That's what I was asking when I was studying. And I was like, please, no. No. And then at the end of high school, you have like end of year exams, which you get pulled out in like at least one oral exam, at least one written exam. But you can get like several written exams, like more than one. And I got the same week, I got nynorsk, I got Spanish, and I think I got English at the same time. Like all exams, like these are like whole day exams that I had to practice for, and then also have exams and pass. So yeah. And then up north you have Sami too. Oh, true. Some places you have Sami. Yeah, I could not pick Sami as a language. I picked Spanish for mine. So I had Spanish, Norwegian, which is 2 written systems, and then English. Also, Centennial. Thank you for super coins. Arigato. Yeah. After high school, you never touched nynorsk again. I mean, it does depend on stuff, because in Norway we have something called Språkrådet, and Språkrådet is basically like a language authority, and since nynorsk is the minority one out of these two in the written languages, they always try and make sure that it doesn't get eradicated. So if you work like in the public sector, you could like encounter situations where you are forced to communicate and or write stuff in like nynorsk or bokmål, depending on like what is the one that's like your secondary one, because some people do learn nynorsk as their first, which is again primarily in the west of Norway. You see the orange spots on the maps, that's where primarily you would learn nynorsk like as your main grammatical system in school. But you could be forced to write the opposite one, which I never have been, though I have had to read it several times, but that's no issue. Like, they're similar enough that reading is no issue, but it's just writing it is trippy. Today you shall become a genetically real Norwegian. I don't think this PowerPoint will change your genes, but maybe it will provide more language. Oh my god, I don't remember the order in which I put these slides. Which is, you know, an achievement considering I made this earlier today. Don't worry about it. This is totally fine. This is totally fine and okay. And you're learning Norwegian from someone who hasn't had Norwegian grammar in 15 years, and that is the peak way to learn. So, the next thing. Oh, yes. Yes, this is... That was nothing. Nothing. That was not a sneeze. That was totally... Wait, a very elegant Norwegian sneeze. The Cuthbert, thank you for the 25 coins. Arigato. Oh, happy birthday. Otansobi, omedetou. But also, yes, introductions. This is the one thing I think you could learn. That's like you know, like if you, even if you're not learning Norwegian, if you meet someone that's Norwegian and you want to, like, you know, you want to do something cute, you want to like impress Norwegian business connections or something like that, you could learn to say like, hi, my name is Kanna, nice to meet you, but you would replace Kanna with your own name. That is implied here, that you would replace where I wrote Kanna with your name, because please don't introduce yourself as Kanna if that's not your name. You realize the issue of watching in 4040p is you can't read it? I could probably make some of these bigger. Some of these, but I don't know how much that's going to help. You don't think you would replace it? You have to. Also, I have included like 2 things here, because this is how I would write this. I write bokmål, and this is also how you kind of pronounce it if you come from I would say more eastern parts of Norway have more this dialect, but it was like, hei, jeg heter Kanna, så hyggelig å møte deg. That's more like the bog standard, like just pronouncing it as you're writing it. And then you have dialects, and I have which the Norwegians in chat have probably correctly already pinpointed. I have a Northern Norwegian dialect. Well, I don't swear much. Immediately I see a question about how's my Northern Norwegian swearing though. That's a stereotype, Kamos. That's an in Norwegian stereotype, like a Norwegian like native stereotype within Norway is that Northern Norwegians are like the swearers. Very not Northern Norwegian of it. Kamos! I am Northern Norwegian. I grew up in Northern Norway. I speak Northern Norwegian dialect. I just don't swear much. And the funny thing is, when I do swear, when I speak Norwegian, like if I hit my knee on something or stuff like that, I usually swear in English. I usually swear in English while speaking Norwegian anyway, so yeah. So the Northern Norwegians are like the Scots in the UK? I mean, kind of. You want examples of swear words? I mean, I have a Q&A at the end. You can save that for then. But yeah, so let me just say these three. So you have, hi, my name is Kanna, nice to meet you. And then you have, hei, jeg heter Kanna, så hyggelig å møte deg. Og så har vi, hei, jeg heter Kanna, så hyggelig å møte deg. Which is kind of like typical of Northern Norwegian, is that one, the way you say I is different. Instead of saying jeg, you say jeg. You can send, they're very similar combos. They're very similar and very valid ways to change the word. And I wouldn't worry about it. And then it's very typical that you, in Northern Norwegian, you just cut out letters. You know, we simplified. We Northern Norwegians, we just simplify the language. You're like, we don't need this R at the end. Jeg heter Kanna. We just, I heter Kanna. That sounded so gremlin. But it's, yes. Yeah, it's streamlined it. Is there a method to the madness? Yeah, that's like, oftentimes some letters that are E at the end of words gets changed to A. And then just, you know, like, a lot of R's just get, like, chopped off. What was that laugh? I didn't... Oh? There was no laugh. I'm fine with the stream. The stream is very sane. Norwegian is basically Swedish, so... So this, it sounds like cheating to you? Oh, maybe. Pretty similar to Trøndersk. I mean, Trøndersk has its own stuff. I can't speak Trøndersk, but the one thing I know that they do in like the Trønder dialects, this is like a little bit of side thing, is that the Norwegian word for not is ikke, and then Trønder dialect like adds a J in there for some reason. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But it's like, they're like, ish, itch, itch, kan itch. I mean, it doesn't sound like ikke anymore. It sounds like itch, itch. Like itchy, like itch. Oh, is it the palatalisering? Oh yeah, I always forget what palatalisering is, but don't worry about that. Yeah. Why write? It is what it is when you can write the ed. Yeah, So I'm not here with the coins. Oh, it's itch. Oh yeah, maybe you write it like... I thought you write it like itch, but maybe you just go like straight up this. Oh, don't worry about it. Norwegian makes sense. This is why I'm also saying like just Norwegian dialect is going to mess with your Norwegian learning, because there's a lot of differences. And Norway is like, if you go back to this other slide, you can see Norway is a very long country. Like very long, very thin. There is like, if you look at the shoreline, it's all messed up. Like, look at that. That is a ton of like tiny little islands, tons of fjords. There's a reason why you hear the word fjord with Norway so much. Lots of rivers, lots of mountains, many mountains and fjords and islands and rivers, and just a whole messed up shoreline, thin long country. Which meant that back in the day, even though two places on the map might look geographically close, but because they're like separated by a fjord or something like that, you could have two places that are relatively close, like on a map airline, but it has like bigger dialect differences, because traditionally it would be harder to like visit or like travel long distances. More lakes than Finland, which is known as the land of 1,000 lakes. I don't know how many lakes exactly we have, but yeah, there's a ton of tiny lakes as well. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. So because of that, there is a lot of dialect diversity, for better or for worse. Do I have my... Maybe I should mess around with the slides. Well, I'll move this. I'll move this first. Okay, we'll get to this first. So you're saying like, okay, my name is... Speaking of I, to say I in Norwegian, you say jeg. This is like the bokmål, like the traditional way of writing it. You say jeg. But that's not how people say it. So when people are saying I in Norwegian, like when you hear people speak Norwegian, you're going to hear like all of these variations if you speak to people from like a variety of geographical areas. So you have jeg, you have which is what I say. I say for I. You have eg, you have je, you have jeg, you have ja, you have and they all mean I. And there's some more as well. This is like the approximate areas where they speak that. Also eg, yeah. There's ag. Like there's more that I haven't included here. But if I was going to list them all up, there would be a long list. But yeah, it's eg, ja, jeg, ja, jag, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and you kind of have to get it from context. Yeah. I is Trøndelag, you're not from Northern Norway. If you speak that way in Trøndelag, then it's the same as Northern Norway. This is traditionally, I feel like, when you see this one, you think more like Northern Norway, but I think also the northern part of Trøndelag as well. And some places of mid-Norway, but yeah, it's pretty wildly used, but not Southern Norway, not East-West Norway, like mid-North Norway. And then some places say yay. Does it also have its own dialect? A lot of different stuff. It kind of depends. It kind of depends on everything. Yay? Yay? Not yay! Also, Kamals, now you probably understand why I mess up J and Y on certain English words. Like I tend to say youngle, or suddenly I say like yet or jet. Like I might mess up those two words, and that's because the J sound, as you're seeing it here, is pronounced as like a Y sound a lot in your region. So it's like you have yeah, like all of these, like they're not pronounced with the hard like you don't say j, you don't say jai, jag. Like it's like the Norwegian, it's like the English Y. And that's why you hear me mess those up a lot. But as long as it's understandable, I don't care. Yeah. Also has its own dialect, but it isn't the standard Norwegian. Yeah, there's very much like not a standard Norwegian, but I feel like people that learn Norwegian as foreign speakers, unless you have the opportunity to like talk a lot of Norwegian and like learn a certain dialect with someone that speaks it, tend to learn like a little bit more like of an Oslo style, bokmål style dialect, which is perfectly understandable. Yeah, okay, now we have actual useful stuff. I think I was like, what should I teach Kamals? And I was like, this is easy. This is easy stuff. So like this, like I feel like when you're learning languages, this is one of the early things you learn, like, you know, kindergarten level. So you have I like, I dislike, and I hate. Which, you know, you can express a range of things. Jeg liker Kanna. Oh my god. Dere så søte, Kamals. Yeah, you have I like, which is so I is yay. And aren't you lucky in that the word like is the same in Norwegian? To like is å like. You basically were like, let me write the singular form of it. So to like, or like. The pronunciation is different. Like, like. So it's like an e, like a like. I would say the number one most important thing if you're learning Norwegian is practice your pronunciation, because that's going to be the biggest difference coming from English. Is that the pronunciation does matter. If you're not pronouncing stuff correctly, then it's going to sound weird. Especially if you're saying simple phrases. But yeah, so for me, I would say alika. Oh, this is also... Okay, comes. This is why teaching you guys Norwegian as a Northern Norwegian is messed up. Because the thing is, I wouldn't even say... Yeah, I like it. Like I wouldn't say this. For me, it's... This is the other typical thing with Northern Norwegian, is that one, we cut the R. The R is just like, bye R, who needs this? And then we're like, but what if it was an A instead? It's like, A! What if we bring this A in here? That is totally different. No, it's the same. This is the same, Kamals. These two things mean the same. It's exactly the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So if I was going to say, I like books, because I do like books. If I was going to speak the bokmål dialect, like the standard, I would say, jeg liker bøker. Jeg liker bøker. Which is, you know, pretty easy. But if I was going to say that in Northern Norwegian, I would go, jeg liker bøker. So it sounds like, even though it looks very different maybe for you guys, it's pretty similar sounding. So jeg liker bøker, jeg liker bøker. But it's like the subtle changes. When talking about Kanna, replace liker with elsker. No, that's love. That's love. We're not teaching. You're not learning love right now. You're learning like, dislike. And also, we don't have... I mean, technically, I was about to say, we don't have a word for dislike, but technically, we have dislike, which is mislike. So it's like dislike, mislike. But that feels like weird to use. Like mislike is not used as prevalently as dislike in Norwegian. It's like one of those, like, technically it's correct, but I feel like it sounds formal. It sounds like you really dislike it. It's like closer to hate, I feel, than to say I like not. So basically, this means not. So you're basically saying I like not and then thing. So jeg liker ikke. Jeg liker ikke paprika. I don't like bell peppers. Paprika is bell peppers. So jeg liker ikke paprika. Eller jeg liker ikke paprika. Eller jeg liker ikke paprika. If I was going to go completely dialect. If I say I misliker paprika, then it feels like it's nothing wrong, but it feels weird. Like it's not my first instinct to say that kind of vibe. And then you have I hate, which is the same. You know, this is where you also are lucky. To like, to hate is also the same in Norwegian. To hate, or hata, but it's like instead of hate, hot, hate, hot, hata. So I hate bell peppers. Heart, yeah, like like heart, but you're not, you don't have an R in there, so hot. Basically heart without the R. I've never thought about that, but that's basically how you say hate in Norwegian. So I hate bell peppers. Jeg hater paprika. Or jeg hater paprika. Like the I in car. Yeah, also like the I in car. Or I in hat. No, not quite hat. Hat, it's not quite the same. They actually hate them or just use them as an example. Oh, I hate bell peppers. I really hate bell peppers. I both dislike and I hate them. I will pick tomato stuff. Norway has like a quote-unquote classical pizza called Grandiosa. It is very disappointing. Almost don't eat it. Don't go here and eat it. The classic Grandiosa pizza in Norway is like cheese, ham, and bell peppers. When I would eat that as a kid, I would like pick out the bell peppers and a little like pile on my plate. So I would like end that meal with a little pile of bell pepper pieces. Grandiosa is peak cardboard with sauce flavor. I mean, it can be nostalgically pleasant. It can't be that bad. I'm reluctant to call it pizza. I'm reluctant to call it pizza, knowing that there might be Italian camels or like, I don't know, New Yorkian camels here who have like classic pizza styles, or Californian camels have like Californian pizza. It's its own thing. I don't want to call it Norwegian pizza because we can do so much better here. Like homemade Norwegian pizza is great. I've made some good things. But what should I call it? Okay, so it has like a really spongy dough that's like crisp underneath, but then it has like a very like spongy quality, and it's like the dough is high and then the filling is like thin. The topping is thin. It's like a very slight tomato sauce with cheese. The cheese is good. A very slight tomato sauce with cheese on top, and then there's like little like strips of ham and then chunks of bell peppers. Don't worry about it. When you take a bite of Grandiosa, you have to open your eyes just to make sure you took it out of the packaging because it didn't taste like it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's Grandiosa. Just don't try it. Try something else. Try something else in Norway. Try our baked goods. Try the Norwegian baked goods. They're usually good. Grandiosa. Yeah, no. Also, I included a slide of random stuff for you to go with the I like, dislike slide. So here you have how to say I like, I dislike, I hate. And then you have all of these things that I realized I mostly wrote like positive stuff here, not much to put on the hate side. But this is like, I was like, these are things that VTuber watchers probably like / enjoy. There's some interesting stuff here. Games is interesting because the games themselves, I would use the Norwegian translation for, which is spell. Like games translate to spell. That's not just like gaming games, that is also like board games and stuff like that. Like this game is spell, which is like the word spelling something, which is interesting. Don't worry about it. But if I was going to say gaming, like to game or gaming, it's like I like gaming, I would say Aliko game or Aliko gaming. People just use the English word gaming in Norwegian when it pertains to video games. Yeah. Also, you could say video spell, like specifically like put video in front of spell, but you could just say spell also. It's interesting, but yeah, you just straight up say gaming. This is, I feel like in Norway we at some point we gave up. we just gave up here. I think the Norwegian Språkrådet, they at some point just gave up, and it was like, people are using these English words too much, we'll just take them into our language. So we have words like keyboard and taxi and stuff like that that just officially are part of the language. So yeah, so gaming is just, you just say oh game, to game, oh gamer. You basically have like just Norwegianified the word game for video gaming. Are we sure this is a real language? This is a real language. It is just, you know, a little bit of creative stuff. Then we have TV shows, which is TV-serie. Movies is film, eller filmer, eller I would say filma. I'm just going to pronounce things in my dialect. You see how it's written, where it's written. Yeah, music, it's music. Which is, as you can see, you have a whole bunch of words that are like decently similar. We'll get back to that. I have another slide for that. Books, böcker. Food, mat. Which you actually might have heard me say on stream before, because that's the word that my cats know for when it's their food. I use the word mat for that when it's their food time. You have miniatures, miniatyrer, sport, 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 sport. Which are literally the same word, just pronounced slightly different. Kind of like and hate. And then you have gaming, which is gaming, pronounced the English way. Listening, or like to listen, å høre. So it would be like, I like listening to music, would be jeg liker å høre på musikk. I like reading books. Jeg liker å lese bøker. I like eating food. Jeg liker å spise mat. I like painting miniatures. Jeg liker å male miniatyrer. And then here is the Norwegian word for playing, which is å spille. Å spille videospill. So you could say å spille videospill. And some people might say that even, but playing is like the Norwegian word for playing is definitely used for sports. So I like playing sports. Jeg liker å spille fotball, for eksempel, which is football. And when you say football, football på norsk, in Norwegian. Oh my god, I'm starting to speak Norwegian now. This is the danger of this stream, which is why I can't go more than 2 hours. Come on, I'll turn insane. When you say football or football in Norwegian, it means soccer. It means what's in America is known as soccer. If you are talking about American football, then it's amerikansk football. Which you could probably understand that's literally just the direct translation to American football. And then I included knitting because I do that a lot. So knitting, jeg liker å strikke. I like knitting. And these actually do have a ing form in Norwegian. Like we have spising, lesing, høring, maling, but I didn't include them in this context. It gets messed up, okay? Let me see. Okay, next door. Bam! Oh yeah, normal stuff. This is like, if you want to refer to this stream and like learn how to say some stuff to impress your Norwegian friends. This is like normal everyday nonsense. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, which should be easy for those of you that speak German. German commons should have an easy time with this. Yeah. Literally just yeah. Yeah, it's literally yeah. This is the same as German. And then you have no, which is nei. Ja, nei. Ja, nei. Very easy. Doesn't really differentiate much in the dialects either. You say ja in the Hungarian too? Yeah, not nine. We don't have an N at the end here like in German. But it's just nei. Oh, I might have some writing mistakes here, Kamals. This is why I'm terrified to use this. Yeah, it's probably supposed to be this. I wrote this out of my own head, Kamals. I didn't use Google Translate to do this for me. I did this myself. So if there's any writing mistakes here, please ignore it. No! What do you mean you... Norwegian school in over 15 years. Gotta tell them about ha. No, they don't need to learn ha. That is advanced Norwegian. Also, we have hi, which is hey. Hi, hey. We just add an A in there. Hey. And then for hello, it's hello. 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 Hey. And then we have goodbye, which is easier in Norwegian, which is ha det. Goodbye. Ha det. Which also you have like a Norwegian like phrase or saying is like ha det på badet, but that's more like, I feel like I aged myself by saying that was a thing when I grew up, because is it a thing still? I feel like that ages me. Oh, did I write this? Oh my god, this is wrong again. Yeah, it's this right? Oh my god, I'm second guessing myself. But yeah, also we have goodbye, hada. We have thank you, which is just tak. I don't think we add the you part after that. Just tak. You could add like if you're really thankful, you could add like you could say tusen tak. That's like literally, this means 1,000. So you're basically saying 1,000 thanks. Tusen tak. That's like a really like more over the top talk. This is as far as you got in Duolingo. I mean, I'm assuming they start you off with like basics. But yeah, these are like conversational basics. Like you're going and buying something at the store basics. You can also just say talk 1,000 times. People are going to think you are insane. And the thing is, like, I feel like in Norway, they might not say to you that you're insane, or they might just straight out say it. It's like either they'll say nothing, or they'll just straight up like ask you why you're being weird. But they might just like never want to talk to you again. I don't know. But yeah, thank you is tak, or tusen tak, if you want to be extra polite. And then you have please, which I kind of like realized, which in Norwegian's insole, which I was about to say insole. I kind of realized while I was writing this that Norwegian has a word for please, which is the one I wrote in parentheses behind there, like please, which is like just please, but with like just plies is, I guess the way it's written, but it's pronounced please. Basically pronounced the same as the English one. We have that one, but it's another one of these words like mislike for dislike, in that you don't really use that. Like I can't remember the last time I know the word please, but I feel like it really isn't used much. Maybe that could be a regional thing, but I rarely hear this used in conversation. Instead, when you're saying please, you say vær så snill. Vær så snill, like it sounds so desperate. Yeah. It's like please, like it's like it basically just like you using it for exaggerating begging. That's the only use I can see for it. Is like if you have a group of friends and you go like you're begging them to do something for you, you can go like please, to be like obnoxious or something. It feels obnoxious. It feels like you would only use it beggingly, obnoxiously. Yeah. You often carry on with the I sound. Exactly. You drag it out obnoxiously if you're going to use it. That's at least the only way that I've heard it used, I think. Yeah, but you have that one. But yeah, it's like vær så snill, which is like can I please have the can you please hand me the ketchup? Kan du være så snill å gi meg ketchupen? Which ketchup is the same in Norwegian, obviously. Or like can you help me with this please? Kan du være så snill å hjelpe meg med dette? So it's like always like vær så snill, like that's the please. That's a decent phrase to learn. But you're usually using it as a grade of a bigger. And stop saying please, Carlos, I will bonk you. I'm like in my head when I see you guys writing like please, I hear you guys going like please. It makes me want to bring out the bong camera and bonk you combos. There are some Norwegian that you really shouldn't use because that my internal voice just reads it out super obnoxiously. This stream might have been a mistake. I mean, it already feels like a huge mistake, but that's, you know... Bong, please, no! Oh my god! Camus, I'm going to murder you! Kommer til å drepe dere, Camus. Drep, murderer! Murder! Norsk er ofte et misstag. That's coming from a Swedish camel. Norwegian isn't a mistake. It's just teaching you guys Norwegian is a mistake. Okay. Okay, this is my other longer phrases, camels. These are things you might have used for if you're going to learn Norwegian, like, I don't know, these two thingies. You have what time is it? Which is interesting because when you ask that in Norwegian, you don't include the word for time. You just ask, what is the clock? You say, hva er klokken? So you're saying, what is the clock and not what is the time? So yeah, but it's, what time is it? Hva er klokken? Or in my dialect, hva er klokka? This is like, if I was going to do this in my dialect, it's literally hva er that. Don't worry about Northern Norwegian. Northern Norwegian is normal. And then you would say, it's 1 o'clock. Klokka er klokka er en. Or klokken er en. I don't know is jeg vet ikke. Or jeg vet ikke. Very normal, yeah. So I don't know, jeg vet ikke. That's also a useful phrase to learn. How are you? Hvordan går det? That is that's a very normal thing to say as a conversation starter. Jeg vet ikke. Yeah, jeg vet ikke. That's like trønder. Klokken er 19. Oh yeah, klokken er 7. Yeah, we write. This is interesting in a region. We would write 19 if you're writing, but if you say, you would say 7. So klokka er 7. Klokka er 1. Yeah. Hvordan går det? Yeah. Hvordan går det? But I say hvordan går det? Hvordan går det? Eller hvordan går det? But går det kind of gets like, if you're saying it quicker, they kind of get like the last two words get like mushed into one. But that happens with English as well. Like you start like, it's like mushing some words together. Yeah, and actually you're not going to see it too much today because I don't have like a lot of complicated words. But Norwegian loves like built together words. Oh my god, what's a good example of this? Like words that are separated in English are often like the same word in Norwegian. Are there tones in Norwegian too? Yeah, there is like an intonation, like tones of compound words. Yes, we love compound words here. Menneskerettighetsorganisasjoner. Oh my god, yeah, that is a... Let me copy that out. That is a perfect example. That is also a really long word though. This was suggested by Comes. This is one word. It means human rights organizations. So this is like 3 words. 3 words compounded into one. Or like, or if you like remove organizations from this, which organisasjoner is organizations, it's pretty similar in Norwegian and English. You have human rights, menneskerettigheter, which is one word. But menneskerettighetsorganisasjoner, that's very typical of Norwegian to do that. There's not going to be a quiz, don't worry. You can learn however much or however little you want. Okay, also, let me continue with this. Yeah, so we have how are you? What about camel rides? Oh, that would probably be camel gumi. If I was going to make a word for it in a region, it would be camel gumi ratiheta. But you don't need that. I mean, you have camel gumi rights, surely, but you don't need to learn that. Compound words is nothing new to you. Yeah. Some countries also have a lot of compound words. I think German might even be worse than Norwegian with that. It was hard when learning English, figuring out when you were supposed to be 2 words or just 1. It can be, yeah, that can be a little bit tricky, but you get used to it. You can have rights, camels, but you don't need to learn the word for rights in Norwegian. But also, yes, we're continuing. Continuing. If you want to have time for your Q&A section at the end. This is what you can practice saying, which is always true. I'm fine. Or if you're responding to how are you and you want to say I'm fine, then I would say det går bra. Jag har det bra. Kanske it's more this is probably more accurate. Jag har det bra. I'm fine. That's the biggest lie ever. I mean, that's like the typical like easy, like you're meeting a stranger, you're making small talk. Even if you're not fine, everyone just says you're fine. Like you know, this is also why I included nice weather today here, because I was like, what do people do for like nonsense small talk? And this is like what it dwells into. It's like, how are you? And you're not expecting people to like start talking about therapy and depression or like work stress. Actually, work stress, I feel like that's fairly common topic of conversation, but it's like very typical of being like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Jag har det bra. Jag har det bra. Jag har det bra. Typical. Yeah, this one is very close to Swedish. Yeah. Now we have nice weather today. Fint vær idag. Fint, which is nice. Vær is weather. So we have an easier word for weather. Today is idag. Idag. So fint vær idag. Finnes ikke dårlig vær, bare dårlig klær. Yeah, that's a Norwegian saying, which means there's no bad weather, there's just bad clothes. I'm fine is a cry for help. Then you can cry for help in Norwegian as well. In your very fine weather. And then we have can I help you? Which is kan jeg hjelpe deg med noe? Or kan jeg hjelpe deg med noe? Dialect. Can I help you? Kan jeg hjelpe deg med noe? I think those are pretty similar, I want to say. I want to say that's pretty similar. Let me see. How many slides do I have? Yeah, don't worry about it. Normal slides. And then we have an amazing slide, camels. An amazing slide. Words that are exactly the same. I figured you wanna learn some Norwegian words, camels, and I was like, let's give you words you don't need to learn how to write, because you already know. You do need to learn how to pronounce them, though. The pronunciation is not the same for most of these. For most of these, yeah. So we have arm. Gotta roll your R's. Oh, I didn't say that, but yeah, if you're like, you don't need to do it, but you do need to like at least slightly learn how to roll your R. So arm, arm. Not that much, but arm. Like the very slight rolling R. Then you have finger, which is finger. You have ring, or ring, which is ring. You have stress. So you can sound like it's like stress. You're like stress. I don't know how to say it, but like overall, there's like certain like sounds and like the way you break up words that's inherently different in Norwegian. Yes, you have stress. Yes. Jeg har mye stress. That's how you say I have a lot of stress. Jeg har veldig mye stress. I have a lot of stress. But yeah, stress. Then you have film. The thing is with I in Norwegian is like it's usually pronounced E. Like you don't pronounce it I, E. Like if you think the letter E for English, like that's how you usually pronounce the E. So that's just like the thing with Norwegian, that if you see a Norwegian word is default to that if you don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, like in Japanese as well. Which is why when I started learning Japanese, I actually found the Japanese pronunciation pretty easy, because a lot of like letters and sounds are pronounced pretty similarly in Norwegian as they are in Japanese. So like she or G and stuff like that, like E. Like the I, it's E. It'll be easier for Spanish speaking people to adapt. I think it's easier for Spanish, yeah, as well. So quite a lot of languages that have it similar with the vowels. But yeah, so film. Glass. And same with the A and the glass. It's glass. Glass. Tank. Hammer. Post. And also probably adjacent, similar to German at times. But the language as a whole doesn't sound that similar to German, but like individual words might. You have egg. I actually think those are pretty similar. Eggs. Egg. I think egg is just universally egg. Though... Then I come in here with my Northern Norwegian dialect and I ruin it by saying egg. I come in here and ruin it and I say like, should we make egg for breakfast? Skal vi lage egg for frokost? Skal vi lage egg til frokost? Egg. Some people say egg though. Yeah. Aside from egg, this could be a one-on-one slide for German. Possibly. Egg. Some people, I think quite a bit of people say egg in Norway, but some people say egg. I've had classmates who've said egg. But yeah, egg. And then you have park. Bank. Which in this instance is like a bank building. But you could say the word bank in a region could also mean to beat someone up. to beat someone up can be å gi noen bank. So bank has a double use in a region. It's quite a bit of Norwegian words are like that. I don't think anyone else here is that. I'll say if we get to any of them. You want some bank? Yeah, you want a beating? Har du lyst på litt bank? Har du lyst til å få litt bank? Skal du ha bank? Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of like threatening, bullying behavior. Unless you're in like martial arts or boxing or something, which I guess then it's fine, but still. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have yuling. You have another word for to give someone a beating, which is yuling, but it's a little bit regional dependent maybe. And then you have smart, which is smart. Smart. I actually don't pronounce the I don't pronounce the R that much in that. Like I don't roll the R much in smart. Smart, 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 smart. Yeah, I don't really. There's not all R words that you roll the R on equally. Frost though, frost. Then it comes back. It's never far behind. Frost. Radio, 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 radio. Fjord, which actually I feel like this word like comes from Norwegian or comes from like German or something. Like this word I think is it Nordic, Germanic or something? Fjord, fjord, fjord. You can say fjord. Okay, you can say fjord, or you can say fjord, fjord. And the D is kind of silent. It comes from Norwegian. Okay, so this is actually a Norwegian origin word then. Yeah, we have a lot of fjord. We have a lot of fjorda, as I would say. So that one sounds, at least to me, it sounds more natural with the Norwegian pronunciation. Fjord just sounds awkward. Fjord. And then we have signal, signal. 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 R. You accentuate the A. And super, which is one of my favorite words because it has a... It's used a lot in Norwegian, or at least I would use it a lot in Norwegian. So you have super, which is super. Super. But in Norwegian, we have a word that like ends in T. Like it's supert. Supert. Which is like amazing, great. Like great. Supert. So I tend to respond to a lot of messages in Discord with like, it's like my manager will message me like, oh, something is done, or like this person like reached back out, and I'll just be like super exclamation mark, like heart kamagumi emoji or something like that. Yeah, like to say like that's great. I just go like super exclamation mark. Which like some people go like, I actually got someone that said like it's a little bit intimidating when you write like super exclamation mark, and I was like, why? This thing like is great. So if I write that camels, it just means great. It just means great. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so these are like samey words, and there's quite a bit of, there's so many words like this in Norwegian, like taxi, like a bar is like a bar, taxi, taxi. Like they're pronounced like some wildly different, some very similar, but there's so many words that are similar. And then we have what is actually bothers me more. This thing bothers me more. These are the words that aren't similar, but that sometimes gets like very adjacent. And if you're just like not thinking about it and you're writing something, like I write something in English, I might just get like words mixed up. Or like if you suddenly see me write a word but it has like one letter off or something, that can be because the English word is very similar to... It's very similar to the Norwegian word, and I forget like what's what. Most of these I wouldn't forget, but it's like you have day. It's one letter of day, dog. And it's literally just that one letter. Door, dør. Morning, morgen. Paper, papir. Caramel, caramel. If you see me write caramel with 2 L's, it's because it's written with 2 L's in Norwegian. This is probably one of the ones I mix up more often. Is that my first instinct is to write caramel with a C, but then I write it with 2 L's. But then I remember. Oh yeah, there's also bus, which is in Norwegian written with Oh no, wait, no, it's the 1 S. That's English, right? Yeah, bus, bus. Bus. And bus, bus. Yeah, brown, brun, which is the color brown, obviously. Sour, sur. Which can mean sur. This one is interesting. This isn't, again, one of those, like, double meaning word. Sour, when you're using it in English, right, it's most often used for food. But you could also use sour to say someone that's, like, more, like, of a sour disposition, right? In Norwegian, it's also pretty commonly used for being angry, like sur, to be, like, å være sur, jeg er sur. That means, like, I'm angry, like a sour mood. You have that meaning in English as well, but it's pretty commonly used in Norwegian. But it also is used for a sour taste. Then you have rotten, rich, rik, bus, bus. If you see me write bus with 2 S's, I'm not quite certain which is which, but I think 1 S is English. If you see me write bus with 2 S's, this is why. It's because it's 2 S's in Norwegian, and I swear my brain keeps on forgetting. So it's toned towards anger instead of grumpiness, disappointment. Yeah, sur, sour. The Norwegian word for it is more anger. It's 1 S in English. Okay, yeah. If you see me write it with 2 S's, it's because of Norwegian. Then we have some like doing words. All of these you can write to, like to see, like to sit or sitta. The to in a region, no, like in English, is replaced by all in a region. But I was too lazy to write it in front of all of these. But just imagine that it's like to see or say, to say or see, to steal or stjele, to thank or takke. To drink og drikke. To have og ha. To wash og vaske. To think og tenke. So like they're pretty similar. Pretty similar. Yeah, the all comes before the verb. It's like the neutral, like undecided singular for, oh my god, I forget what all these like forms are called, but it's like the first form of the verb basically. Yeah. You don't know what it is in a region, but parallel is the one you always forget which is English and which is Swedish. Oh, parallel, isn't that parallel? And in a region, I think it's parallel? Parallel. I don't know. Don't worry about it. I'm sure one of them is fine. You get what I mean. If it's that similar that you forget, then just don't worry about it. Oh, it's two. Oh, it's two. Oh, parallel. Yeah, okay, that's English. This is Norwegian, I think. Parallel. I think it's 2 L's at the end. It could be 2 L's in the middle in Norwegian as well. I don't know. I never really think about it. Yeah. There's a silly Swedish mnemonic about parallel having 4 L's. Honestly, yeah, just double everything if you're uncertain. Just double it all. More is better than less, right? Probably. Also, to make things even more difficult. I mean, this time I have explanations, so that's probably nice. We have hard to translate stuff. Not in the sense that it's hard to explain them, but that I think most of these don't have a singular word in English that contains the meaning. And there's probably stuff that is vice versa, like words that have a singular word in English, but that doesn't have a singular word in a region. Yeah, it doesn't have a direct translation. We have pålegg, which I have an illustration for here. So pålegg is stuff you put on a sandwich. And this is also a distinction between English and Norwegian. This is actually kind of a Scandinavian thing. Maybe also Finland, I'm unsure. But when you talk about a sandwich in Norwegian, or like, you usually are thinking about like pålegg in a sandwich sense, you're thinking about brødskive. like a slice of bread. Brødskive, slice of bread, which you put stuff up on, like this. Like, it's an open-faced sandwich. And that's the most common, like, breakfast, sometimes lunch, sometimes evening food. Like, if you're having, like, a smaller meal and you're not eating cereal, you're not like making a bigger thing, it's often just an open-faced sandwich, which is some kind of bread, like your favorite. It can be anything from sourdough to just a light bread to those like really heavy, like dark corn, like not that corn, dark seed heavy breads, is like whatever, but it has pålegg on it, and it's a breakfast and other stuff food. Oh, you have belegg or belag in German and Dutch. Ah, interesting. It's the same as in Swedish. It's exclusively for putting things on sandwiches. Yeah. Toppings aren't right. Fillings isn't right. It's pålegg. It's things you put on top of a brødskive, like a sandwich. Like, it's not a topping. It's not a filling. It's pålegg. And spread also doesn't work as a single word, because spread is more like liver pate or like jams or stuff like that. But pålegg can be anything from like slices of meat and eggs like you see on this one, to vegetables, to jams, to nut butters, to whatever. It's like whatever you want to put on an open-faced sandwich. But it's specifically stuff you put on an open-faced sandwich. Oh, beans on toast. Yeah, beans on toast would also count as pålegg. But it's like specifically for the putting stuff on top of bread situation. And then we have a word for this thing, which of course we do. We have friluftsliv. Oh my god, I hate friluftsliv. This is like, if you're a hikikomori inside VTuber, this is often the bane of your existence. It is specifically everything you do that's like enjoying the outdoors. It's like the joy of touching grass. And it's not like just going outdoors and, I don't know, doing some like hard labor or stuff like garden work. Like friluftsliv is like the enjoyable things you do outdoors. So like hiking, fishing, taking a walk, like all these like activities and stuff you can do for the people that like the outdoors. Like they like friluftsliv. They're like, I älskar friluftsliv. Stuff like that. Yeah. You don't necessarily need to socialize, so people often do, but it's like the enjoyment of the outdoors activities. Your friluft indoor. You can't friluftsliv indoor. Friluftsliv is exclusively outdoor. Yeah. It means free, which is free, luft, air, liv, life. It's like free air life. That's the direct translations if you chop up the word. So it's friluftsliv, free air life. Again, kind of applies the outdoor, where the air is free. Though the quality of your air probably varies depending on where you are. But it's kind of like implied that you go slightly out of nature where the air is a little bit better. And it's no wonder it's a word in Norway, because again, like going back to that Norwegian map I had earlier, Norway is a very long and like dragged out country. Lots of mountain, lots of fjords, lots of rivers, lots of forests. Like there's a lot of stuff to do for people that like the outdoors. I live out in the country now, and I basically am like a super hikikomori. Like, I didn't mind moving out to the country because I'm already inside so much. But I feel like the only people that live out where I live are either like probably shut-ins like me, or people that really like this friluftsliv thing that we have a word for, because that's all the activities you can do here are like fishing, hiking, taking a walk. Maybe there's soccer around here, probably for the kids, because soccer is like, football is like the most popular sport in Norway. Winter sports, all of that. probably good stuff. But that's like the activities to do around here. So there is a lot of people that love friluftsliv in Norway, and there's nothing wrong with friluftsliv. I know I'm like ganging up on it a little bit, but it's a lot of good stuff about it. But it's just not for me. Now you have a word for your favorite things. Exactly. A lot of people love friluftsliv, but it's not for everyone. You're only hikikomori during allergy season, which is right now. Yeah, allergy season. Have I gone fishing and just had a relaxing morning? I've been fishing a couple of times when I was younger, but never really enjoyed it too much. How are the friluftsliv VTubers doing? I mean, there are some VTubers that actually touch grass, but they are few and far between, I feel. Oh, speaking of outdoor stuff, this is like... Do you want to be outdoors, but you want to work and not get paid for it? Except for in community spirit? Or like, you have a kid, and your kid goes to soccer, and they're like, well, it's not enough that you drive your kids to soccer, but we also want you to do work for free for the club. Well, if you want to do all of that, it's great that Norway has a word for it, and it's called dugnad. Yes, the dugnad spirit. Dugnadson. That is also like a secondary word. You don't want a word for that? No. This is the word for basically volunteer work, but often for your local neighborhood or club. I've only had to do this a couple of times in my life, and it's always equally boring. Like, it can be great. Like dugnad is great, but I feel like it's always been boring the times that I've done it. I think if you have like a club or like an activity you're super passionate about, then you probably don't mind doing dugnad. But I think the most like miserable forms of dugnad is when you pay to have your kids attend that activity. And I didn't experience this from the parent side, obviously, because no kids for me. But I remember this being a thing for my parents when I was in sports as a kid, is that like first you pay a lot of money to put your kid in the sport, and then you might also, depending on the sport, have to pay for equipment. And then they're also like, hey, now we want to do something for our club and it's dugnad time. Dugnad is a volunteer. We've been on dugnad a few times, and it's always with a metaphorical 9mm to your back. Yeah, that's the sport club. You have a kid in the sport club dugnad. They are sometimes technically not volunteer, but I don't think they could force you, but they kinda force you. I think the best dugnad, the best dugnad is when you actually volunteer because you want to. But there are quite a bit of like, heavily socially obligated dugnad that you can't duck out of without seeming like a society weirdo. Or without seeming like you're throwing your kids under the bus if you have a kid that's in the group activity or sports. Yeah. So probably hence the social guilting. You live in the boonies now, and the only dugnad you have is trail maintenance after winter storms, bringing out the chainsaw and shovels to do windfall clearing and digging new drainage. Oh, that sounds pretty neat. I mean, at least you're doing stuff that like benefits everyone in the community. Dugnad is on par with HOA, not an exaggeration. Yeah, depending on what you're doing and where you're living, dugnad can reach like HOA levels. But it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. It depends on what it is. But dugnad, we have that here. Yay. Question mark. And now we have an even bigger question mark, and this is the Russ. This is the Russ, which is a very specific thing, but it happens every year, and we're approaching Russ season again. It's almost a Russ season in Norway, Kamels. And if you come to Norway during Russ season, you're going to see people with these clothes. You're going to see people with these clothes walking around, and you're going to be like, what is this? What is this like clothing coordination that's going on? And let me tell you, it is the stupidest thing that we have in Norway. This started kind of back in the day as something a little bit more wholesome, because it used to be... I'm right, it's almost time. Yeah, it's almost time. It's almost Russ season. Gotta be ready to see Russ around in Norway again. It started out as a good thing, which is at the end of high school, on your final year of high school. So when you're graduating high school, you would like get together and you would do dugnad and stuff like that back in the day. That used to be what Russ was. It's not anymore. It's unsurprisingly, considering it's high school student graduates, it's devolved into party season with a lot of dares. I participated in this in that I got the Russ pants, which are very traditional. I got the pants, but I didn't participate in any of the activities because you guys know me. I wasn't even a party girl like in high school or university at all. I actually despise it. So I just like had these clothes and went to my school in these clothes during that time. But other than that, I didn't do anything because it's scary. Okay, you have the pants. You also have a hat, and the hats. You can earn like knots. You can earn like things that they will like knot into the string on your hat. And they are all dares. I think I remember from the year that I was a Russ. I didn't do any of the dares, but I did read the dare list with some of my classmates. One of them, to put it into perspective, this is a milder one, Camels. One of them was hollowing out... I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. Hollowing out 2 whole breads and wearing them as shoes to school for an entire day. That is a mild one, and it only basically goes up from there. You got punched and got a lot of blood on your russebukse, your pants. You didn't want to wear it on the 17th. I mean, if you have a red one, it probably wouldn't be that visible. For what purpose? Because it's a dare, and because this is a Russ is like an end of high school tradition, and it's a lot of stupid stuff. I think another one was like, you guys know roundabouts? Roundabouts often have like flowers or stuff in the middle. Another one was sitting and occupying the roundabout space for an hour, which I think is actually illegal. The bread one is stupid. The bread one can be stupid funny. It's like food waste, but it's kind of stupid funny, which is why I'm saying it's a mild one. Quite a lot of them was like kissing and getting photo evidence of kissing, and then also there was some that was hand holding related. And I remember reading that list and just by like putting the list to the side and being like, yeah, none of that for me. And a lot of stuff that's drinking related, which not all Russ are over the drinking legal age. A lot of it is drinking and alcohol related. The amount of drinking that Russ do during the Russ time is insane, which is again, I don't drink. I've never drunk alcohol, which is kind of why. Yeah, this is like the extroverts activity. This is like the extrovert seasons. Me, like heavy geeky introvert, I never was really that interested. Sounds very similar to US spring break culture. It is. It's like US spring break culture, but it's basically for an entire month plus. And this is why I consider it supremely stupid. Like if you look away from the dares, and considering how heavily like drinking a lot of the activities are, because they throw a lot of parties, they throw a lot of stuff. This happens right before / in exam season, Camels. Right before and in exam season. It's usually from like end of April, which is why I'm saying it soon, until the 17th of May, which is the constitutional national day of Norway. Like that's when it ends in like a celebration / parade and stuff like that, which also has like bigger parades and like bigger like national constitutional day stuff. But it's like smack in the middle of graduation year exam season, the year when the exams matter the most. And people get so messed up. Yeah, it's before! It's before and during exam season. It's like, I'm just like, why are we like this? It's the exam season. And remember, these are the graduate students. These are the people that are graduating high school. So these are the grades that matter the most for university. Because you use your grades to enter university in Norway. There's no entrance exams. It's your grades and your exams, your final exams. Oh, God. Oh, the rest time was from May 1st to 17th, 20 years ago. It starts earlier and earlier. Yeah. The people hunger. The people hunger for parties. Also, the reason why it's red and blue, the red is people that are in a 3-year high school run, which is the majority. So those are the students that are because the way high school works in Norway is that there's different lines and specialities. So these are the people that go like social studies or like sciences or like language studies or my study had like a 3-year thingy, for example, in high school. So I had the red pants, but the blue pants are people that go more 2-year or like 2 plus 1 year studies. The people that go electrician or like more like work related high school studies. Yeah, economics. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Blue is not black is trades. See, I think the black trades, but some places do blue trades. It's a little bit different, I think, depending on where in the country you are. Green farming studies. Oh yeah, green I think is super rare though. Green is super rare, and the black isn't used that much, at least not where I grew up. The Norwegian students celebrate 1st of May. Oh, 1st of May is a non-school day. Yeah, 1st of May in Norway is non-school day. So there's not really like any special celebration, but you don't have to go to school. Is Allmennfag versus Fagbrev? Yeah. That's what it was in my area as well. So I think we basically didn't have anyone wearing black, and I don't think I saw anyone wearing green where I grew up. Yeah. You could have been a green Russ, but you decided to skip the whole thing and to stay at home gaming. That's what I did. I got the pants. I went to school as usual. I let some of my friends draw on the pants because I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty common to like either get patches on your pants or have your friends draw on them or stuff like that. Sometimes vulgar stuff, which a couple of my classmates that was more into the Russ thing wanted to do, but I was like, you can draw on them, you can write on them, but nothing, like, I won't have anything obscene. Nothing obscene, no curse words, which they were kind of salty about, but I was like, no. If I want to look at this in like 10 years, I don't want to like burn it on sides. I still have my Russ pants somewhere. I might even have shown it to you guys before. I don't remember, but yeah, I have them somewhere. Technically, the night before, you've been alcohol poisoned. Whoa, alcohol poisoned? Scary. But also, I've heard about that a lot with Russ. But yeah, so this season is starting soon. This is a very Norwegian thing. I don't know what I would translate this to in English other than don't do it. Don't. No. It doesn't end well. Oh, and I haven't even gotten into the Russ that will buy buses and remodel them into party buses, spending like 100,000, or the Norwegian kroner is like 10,000 to 100,000 USD to remodel and have a party bus just for the Russ season. That I haven't even talked about those Russes, but that's an entirely different level of insanity. Yeah. Also, self-help. Thank you for the super quiz. Arigato. End of high school, but in Florida. Whoa, that's some crazy stuff you're doing. Skinny dipping with gators. You know, that sounds very dangerous. You call that insanity too? Yeah, and a lot of them aren't even legally able to drive. And then every single year, there's like articles that's like, oh, an illegally illegal to drive Russbus, like Russbus, was caught driving around again. Some of them even hire, like, for the legal to drive buses, they hire bus drivers to drive them around in the party buses. It's like, why? You had the Russebil in your day, but it was mostly a van. People getting whole buses and such is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. At most, you've seen prices quoted 3 to 4 million. No, yeah, that's like 300 and 400,000 USD for one bus, including everything. Yeah, some people pay that. It's insane. Just don't, okay? Just don't. No. This is like the stupidest thing we do in Norway. It's like the most shameful. I could do an entire stream on this. Just like do some research, gather together some of the dares that they do, like get more photos. I could do an entire stream on just like the stupidity that is the Russ. And I thought it was stupid when I was in high school. I still think it's supremely stupid now. Like, I get it, it's end of high school, but why in the exam season? It's like, do it afterwards at least. But yeah. Okay, more words. More words. Forelsket. This is just a cute word. I don't know if English has an equivalent, but this is just a word, a singular word for being in love. Like, du forelska i noen. Like, you're in love with someone. But it's just forelsket. It's very cute. And it's a word I don't think English has like a single word equivalent? Question mark? Now you're all blushy. You're all blushy camels. Wow. Lovestruck? It's not really lovestruck though. Lovestruck is a little bit more like oh, like vibe, but forelsket is like the early stages, like that predates love. Smitten, yes. I wouldn't say it's like smitten. It's like smitten and having a crush is closer. But forelsket is like the early stages of like before you say I love you often. Or you could say like it's like puppy love a little bit. Like it's like the young love. But you can call yourself like forelsket in someone for like the entire life. Like if I have a couple that's been enamored, yeah, a little bit enamored, but more casual. It's cute. Oh, and then we have fellesferien, which this is a word that maybe doesn't mean too much to you in Norway until you have like a regular work. Like this is a word that starts meaning something to you when you start working, because fellesferien is what they call the peak holiday season. It's like the one word that kind of means the entire season. That is basically the entirety of July and then the first kind of week in August, I want to say. And this is because that's when the school is out. Like the school lets out around mid-June and starts up mid-early August. And that means that July to like early August is usually always like kids are always at home. Like kids have their summer vacation, so that's when people that have kids often end up taking their vacation. So it's the period where the most people end up taking like a good chunk of their like paydays off during the year. So a lot of people will take, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks of their paid vacation throughout the year. A lot of people take during fellesferien. That was the way it was at my work. So it was always like months before the fellesferien period. You had to like turn in your vacation wishes for the summer because everyone wants time off then. Like it's like a fight, and they have to prioritize like wishes and stuff. Yeah, and people that don't have kids are usually way more flexible. Though it depends. Like even if you don't have kids, you might want to take a vacation like during the height of summer. to travel somewhere, because that's also when you have the nicest weather, the nicest summer weather in Norway. So if you're like vacationing within Norway, that's when you kind of want to go around. But yeah, we have this word, this word for it. And then we have this word that I think is kind of fun. This is also the people that tend to do a lot of dugnad. This is an ildsjäl. It's a word for specifically for a person that is super passionate and hardworking in a community, usually, or like in a sport or in a community. They basically like put their everything, you know. Yeah, it translates to fire soul. Put their everything into whatever they're doing. So you can have someone that's like an ildsjäl for soccer, for example, for a local soccer club. You can have someone that's like doing that for a local small community, or people seem to have infinite energy. Yeah. It's like basically the most like eager volunteers, the most like hardworking people. Fire cell sounds so grand. It does kind of sound grand in a region too. Yeah. And it's a very, very positive word. Like, I've never heard that used in any negative context. It's always usually super, super positive. Use it in Swedish too. Pronunciation is the same. Ah, yeah, ildsjäl. I'm assuming a lot of these words like exist in either Swedish or Denmark. Swedish or Danish. Then you have selvpluk, which is interesting. This we're getting up on a selvpluk season for summer and fall. That's basically a system. You might have this in other countries. I don't know if there's a word for it in English, but it's when you see, like, you're driving in the countryside, and suddenly you will drive past the farm, and the entrance to the farm road will have a sign that says like, carrots X amount per kilo, pick them yourself. So it's like an open field. You call it self-pick? Okay, yeah, you just call it self-pick. So it's self-pluk. So this is another type of like the Norwegian like mashing words together, and this is the word now. Self-pluk. Sounds close to self-pluck, yeah. But it's like self-pick. Or you don't pick for free, but it's often very unsupervised. Or you go and like you for strawberries, sometimes I think you pay for like a little strawberry basket, and then you can fill the strawberry basket. For things like carrots, you would, I think, pick carrots, and then you go and weigh them and you buy them. But it's a little bit more a trust-based system. A little bit more honor-based systems. But I'm assuming the people that have that probably, at least some of them, would supervise their field somewhat. This word is so useful. Yeah, it's pretty useful. Very common for strawberries. I think strawberries and carrots are two of the cases where I've seen it the most in Norway. Probably because they're fairly easy to pick. Yeah. Oh, and then we have another. This is like interesting word. We have forgårs, which is the day before yesterday. Is there a word for that in English? If there is, I don't think it's used much. But we have forgårs, which is pretty commonly used here. We have like igår, that was yesterday, not a singular word. Okay, yeah. Well, there is in Spanish. It's air yesterday, but they don't use it anymore. Yeah. But yes, that's the word. Oh, and then we have a word that apparently has an English word that I've never heard before. Because in Norwegian, in similar way to forgårs, we also have døgn, which is a 24-hour period. So if you say that someone has a døgnvakt, they might have like a 24-hour shift, for example. Like døgn is used quite a lot. Like it's a very common word. And it's basically like a 24-hour period. Apparently in English, it's nykthemaron. So just day? No, like yeah, but like more formally, in like a 24-hour period meaning. Never heard that word before either. Has any of you heard nykthemaron? It sounds like you're describing some kind of like alchemical science, or like no, what do you call it? A Megatron, a Decepticon, or something. It doesn't even sound like English. I know, right? It sounds so mysterious. In Poland, you call it doba. Ah, interesting. Is it loanword from Greek, apparently? Ah, that makes sense. Also, my YouTube in the background just kind of went like, no connections. I was like, oh, is the stream still up? I think the stream is still fine. Sneeze. Sounds like a Dark Souls boss name. Yeah. Since when were I Norwegian? I've always been Norwegian. I've always been very open about being Norwegian. I even have some Norwegian alerts in my, like, alert gacha. Then get rid of lessons, Camels. Yeah. Also, now, Camels, now that you have learned Norwegian, I have a perfect way to use this Norwegian knowledge that you're learning. Because as you can see here, you don't need it. Do you need it? No. So if you insist on learning it, Camels, I have found a use for your Norwegian knowledge that I have pre-done for you, and then you can continue doing it on your own. And that is translating the already stupidly long anime title from stupidly long English phrases to stupidly long Norwegian phrases. This sounds really wrong because it just sounds so wrong. This sounds so stupid. So here you have some anime titles that I have somehow made even worse for you. You're welcome. So you have Reborn as a Vending Machine, Now I Wander the Dungeon. Gjenfødt som en vareautomat, Nå vandrer jeg I labyrinten. And I had to change some words here. You refused this task? Are you sure? I had to change dungeon to labyrinth because the Norwegian word for dungeon is very specifically like a dungeon. You know, like a prison dungeon. If you say fangehull, which is the Norwegian word for dungeon, it is very specifically only prison dungeon. So I couldn't translate this to Gjenfødt som en vareautomat, Nå vandrer jeg I fangehullet, because that is a very different connotation. That is a very different meaning from the dungeon that is here. And I guess that's the difficulty of translations, is you can't always auto-translate. Yeah. You want that version now? No. There'd be a lot less to explore. Yeah, just one giant prison dungeon. Labyrinth is a cool word. Yeah, labyrinth in English and Norwegian is very similar. Yeah. But yeah, Norwegian isn't like an inherently very difficult language to learn, I don't think, at least if you know English, which some of you have been saying, that is true. But I think you gotta like plan to move to Norway, or you have like a Norwegian partner. You have to have a reason to want to learn Norwegian. What's Dungeons and Dragons called in Norwegian? I think I've just heard people say Dungeons and Dragons. I think my older sister might have done it a couple of times. I feel like I've only heard her say D&D. I might be wrong. It might have a Norwegian translation, but a lot of those things in Norwegian just doesn't get translated. Yeah, what's the difference between an O and an O with a cross? Oh, this is an O is ooh. This is ooh. Ooh. It's another no, vocal. Another... God, I always forget. Consonant. Is it vocal? No, it's not vocal. I always forget combos. I always forget. Vowel. It's a vowel. I swear, I cannot remember the word vowel for the life of me. Yeah, Norwegian has 3 more vowels. We have, we have, o. At the end of our Or alphabet. Yeah, so this again. Gjenfødt som en vare ut i maten, og vandrer jeg i labyrinten. It's so stupid. But that is not all, Kamos, because I have more! The Genius Prince's Guide to Racing a Nation Out of Debt. Geniprinsens guide til å få en nasjon ut av gjeld. Ugh. Why? Why are these the titles? Why can't we just say it in Japanese? Okay, Kamos. What? Why? I want to make you suffer more. Oh, don't worry. This is not the last one. Did I watch this one? I have not watched this one, no. This one's a good show. Yeah, I've heard this one is pretty... Actually, wait, have I watched this one? I might... Wait, this one I might have watched. I forget. I forget with some of these. Some of these are really similar. The protagonist starts to blend together. It's like I'm talking nonsense and it's not because of the Norwegian. Yeah, don't worry about it. This one a lot of you guys probably have heard about. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon? And this time I didn't translate dungeon to labyrinth. I feel like I should have. Er det galt å prøve å sjekke opp jenter I et fangehull? Oh my god, it sounds so wrong. It sounds really wrong, almost in my Norwegian translation. If you try and translate that back to English, it's probably going to sound horrendous. But this is technically the direct translation of dungeon, though it probably should be labyrinth. That makes it so much worse, yeah. So, er det galt å prøve å sjekke opp jenter I et fangehull? Probably yes. Fangehull sounds cute. It sounds really wrong in Norwegian. It sounds really, really wrong. It sounds like the answer to this question should be no! No! All capital letters, exclamation mark, no. Yeah. Is it wrong to check out chicks in jail cell? Yeah. That's... Yeah. Next one. Next one! Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Bannlyst fra heltens gjeng. Jeg bestemte meg for å leve et stille liv på landsbygda. Okay, that's the final one. That's the final one. I promise, Kamos is the final one. But this is the use that you guys have for Norwegian. If you're learning it and you're not moving to Norway. More! No, I'm not doing more! Do long titles sell better? Why did they do this? I mean, it does describe what it's about, probably? Probably. This one's actually a decent isekai. Yeah. I didn't try and pick bad ones on purpose. I just picked ones with long titles that you guys might know. Okay, let me see. What's my next slide? Oh, yes. I had to have 2 slides for this. Again, do you need it? And by it, I mean Norwegian. Do you need to learn Norwegian? No. Kamos. I mean this so strongly that I had to put it into my PowerPoint twice. This is part of Norwegian 101. You gotta really ask yourself when you're starting to learn Norwegian. It's like, do I need this? Do I really need this in my life? The answer is probably no. It's so useless, I feel, unless you're a translator or you're planning to move here. And then maybe even then the answer could still be no. You're learning it out of spite now? Oh my god, Kamos. I mean, at least you're motivated then. Possibly? I will say, if you're going to learn, start watching Norwegian TV shows with like English subtitles or something. Like Norwegian dubbing, English subtitles. And like start like immersing yourself in the language, because that is the best way to learn, is immersing yourself in the language. And that's also how you get used to hearing different pronunciations and stuff. Harry Hula on Netflix. I will say, if you watch Harry Hole or Harry Hula on Netflix, the protagonist is Swedish. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure he speaks Swedish, right? Because like his thing is that he's like a Swedish detective, but there's Norwegian in it. But that might not make too much of a difference for those of you learning Norwegian. Moomin. Oh yeah, Moomin. Moomin is also a good one. Like probably children's cartoons might be a good place to start if you can find those in Norwegian, because that's probably going to be easier Norwegian. But yeah, otherwise there's quite a bit of crime shows. There's Norwegian media, or just finding like Norwegian reality TV. Oh, there's one fun one. This is an older one. I wonder if it's on YouTube. It's called Beat by Beat. If you like music, but you want to have like people speaking Norwegian in between, this was actually like a reality show that I used to, or like a competition show I used to watch with my mom when I was younger. That's Beat by Beat. It was like a competition show where there would be 2 piano players, and that would get like 2 teams, like 2 people on their team every weekend. I don't know if it's still running, but it used to run when I was younger. And they would have like song related competitions. Like they would start playing a song, and then the people on the team would have to like start singing the song and stuff like that. So yeah, that one is quite good. You know, there's a Norwegian title for DuckTales. Was it Ole Dole and Doffen på Eventyr? Oh, that might be it. Is there a Norwegian singing band I would recommend? I don't listen to Norwegian music really, so I can't recommend anything there, sadly. Many Norwegian things from NRK and Norwegian BBC is actually free worldwide. Oh, yeah. You might want to check out NRK, which is the Norwegian broadcasting channel. You might be able to... I don't know if you can watch things directly from the NRK website internationally, maybe. But if there's things like Beat by Beat, which is one of their programmings, like if you're lucky, it might be available. Because NRK is like the... at least if you're in Norway, it's free to watch everything that they have. Because it's like... They get state funded, so they're not running a tons of ads. And they're not reliant on ad earnings or like subscription services to like run their channel. So it's like run a little bit differently from a lot of other Norwegian like programming and like producers and stuff. Yeah. If you want hard mode Norwegian music, listen to Odd Nordstoga. Oh, Odd Nordstoga, yeah. There's quite a bit of like traditional stuff. NRK radio channels are available for streaming over the web. Oh, yes, you can listen to the radio. Interesting. But yeah, this is my PowerPoint, Kamels. I can move this away from my screen now. This is my, I guess, Q&A section. And it only took almost exactly 2 hours. Wow. I'm so good at making my PowerPoint that I made earlier today that I was planning to time for 2 hours, and I timed for 2 hours. Oh my god. I don't have a victory thingy. I guess I can do this. Bam. Oh wait, no, you know, since this is a victory for me, I'm going to play a sound that I like listening to. That is my reward. Yeah. Because I don't have like an applause sound or stuff like that on my soundboard, so we're listening to that instead. I mean, I was also going to play maybe like that, but I was like, no, that's just going to startle everyone. This is the first time you've been able to catch me live. It's very fun. Yeah. I was half tempted to do like a co-working like member stream after this, but that's only because I want to procrastinate on... The most important thing you learned today is please. No, not the please. Not the please. I want to procrastinate on doing a recording. I should really... I want to record a cover, Kamels. I really want to record a cover and record some stuff today, but I want to procrastinate on it, which I shouldn't. So... Instead, I will suffer and I will record after stream. But tomorrow will be a long gaming stream because tomorrow we're playing Pokemon Explorers of Sky again, and I'm super excited. And I'll put up the waiting rooms for the rest of the week. I have to make the thumbnails for it. I'm not allowed to please don't... No, Kamo, stop using please! Oh my god, I never should have done this stream, Camels! This is why I've been procrastinating so much. Did I forget to tell the swear words? I mean, you could ask for a swear word, and I could tell you one, but it's not going to be really bad swear words. Please don't leave us now! Oh my god! Icky, thank you for the 10 coins. Arigato. Kanna, please, no! I'm hearing it as a drag down, please, no! Oh, god. Kanna! Oh, you almost got the ost. Oh yeah, I didn't include ost. Ost is the Norwegian word for cheese, but a lot of you already knew that. Ursa is eating. Thank you for the 9 coins. Arigato. Can I offer you cheese in these trying times? I mean, you offered me a kanna. I didn't know what that means. What does it mean, Camels? This is Q&A. Can you get a please alert? No, it's just me going like, please, Camels, may I have a little cheese? I'm hearing it as like that meme thingy where you go like, please, sir, may I perhaps have like you got what is that thingy? Is it like, please, sir, may I have a bread or something like that? I don't know, but I'm hearing it like you guys were like, please. Please, sir, may I have some more? Oh, there, may I have a little more? Yeah, the Victorian child. I'm hearing this Victorian child. Cam was going like, please. Oh yeah, there we go. There we got some Camel with manners. Those of you that have manners and are just saying please in my ears. Oh my god. Please, Ikebrook, please. Yeah, please, no, please. Please, kan vi have some more Norwegian? Jeg vet ikke hva dere vil at jeg skal si, Camels. Det er begrenset hvor mye norsk jeg kan komme opp på sparket. Going to teach the Norwegian swear words. No, surrender. Not to give her the super coins. Not too many swear words. Camels need to have a clean brain. Du må bevare uskyldigheten deres, Camels. Kan ikke lære dere for mye banneord. Det kommer ikke til å bli bra, ok? Det kommer ikke til å bli bra hvis dere lærer mange banneord, for da kommer jeg til å måtte plutselig må begynne å time out mange Camels. Yeah. I'm showing you what a spark is. What do you mean with spark? Oh, spark? Spark? Oh yeah, spark can mean multiple things. A spark can be a vehicle of transportation, but it can also mean to kick something. Yeah.
Come on!
You already know swear words, no! Country fields, mwah. Welcome back to the Camel Squad. The Norwegians actually have a golden hairs under... What? What? That sounds so cursed. I'm not answering that. Because I don't know, and I don't know what it means. What's the equivalent of the dismissive, please? Please, ... Please. Like, please? Like, oh. It's like, oh my god, please.
Come on!
Is there an equivalent? The one swear word the Supreme Court allowed to describe one specific cop comes to mind? I don't remember what that is. Also, Torane, welcome back to the Camel Squad. Dismissive, please. Please. I actually don't know.
Come on!
Digital Canary, welcome back to the Camel Squad. A whole year? Oh, let's go, a whole year. What's a fun slang I might know? I feel like I don't speak much. The thing is, like, slang is something you use. Cheese. Scrub Lord, thank you for 9 coins. Ost, please. No ost. Only cheese. Only cheese. Oh, it's a Norwegian saying? I have never heard that Norwegian saying it before. I do not think it's a commonly used phrase. Do you know any phrases in Norwegian that have funny literal translations? Probably any, like weird phrases. Oh my god. It's like, this is the thing, it's really hard for me to think of stuff while streaming because my brain just goes like Is the Norwegian equivalent to say something is cool? I mean... Uglerimusen? Oh, yeah. Owls in the moss. Owls in the moss. That is an interesting one. Uglerimusen is like things are suspicious. And it directly translates to owls in the moss. It's not things I think about in like the day-to-day or that I use in a regular conversation, but it is a saying that exists. What do you say when someone sneezes in a region? Prosit. Prosit, which I think is the same as German, right? Svindyrt? Oh yeah, that's just a word. Svindyrt is a word for saying something is really expensive, and it basically means like if you directly translate it, it translates to pork expensive. Like pork, like pig. Pork expensive. Oh, and yeah, we also have pig's luck. Griseflaks. Pig luck. Denmark better than Norway? If you say that for the capital cities, Copenhagen is better than Oslo, I will back you up. As a Norwegian who has lived in Oslo for 3.5 years and Copenhagen for half a year, Copenhagen is way the superior capital city. I like Norway overall better though. Denmark is too flat. It's very flat. Much flat. But amazing capital. Copenhagen is great. Learned so much the last 2 hours, your brain hurts. Yeah, my brain hurts. I haven't thought about Norwegian grammar literally since high school. Flat? Yeah, Denmark is like... It's very pretty, and I really like Denmark. But for living there long term, it's kind of flat. And the weather doesn't agree with me. It's too warm. Denmark is a little bit too hot. Too warm. Just for the long term. For visiting, it's perfect. Oslo is unique as a capital. There's an actual ski resort. And there's a lot of cool things to see around Oslo. But like if you're talking about like the center of Oslo and like the center of Copenhagen, like the actual like city part of it, Oslo is pretty boring. So yeah, Copenhagen way superior to Oslo. There's way more stuff to do there. Like there's a zoo, there's a Tivoli, there is many parks, way more like artisanal stores. Like where I lived. When I lived in Copenhagen, I had there was like a small like family-owned pizzeria where you could get like stone oven baked pizza, super cheap. There was like in walking distance, like a making ice cream from scratch ice cream store. There was several candy specific stores. There were so many bicycle stores. Like there was like way more like just small thing stores everywhere. And Oslo is way boring comparatively. But every photo looks so pretty in Oslo. The thing is, people don't take photos of the ugly stuff in Oslo. Literally, so many buildings were just like mismatched, like stone buildings that like go into another stone building that doesn't even look anywhere like matchy or like fitting to the other stone building, and so many of them graffitied. And like small, this is also one of the huge things about Oslo. The streets are a mess. Like in the city center more area, the streets are a mess. They're so narrow. They're like all topsy-turvy, like not always like well maintained. But the streets in Copenhagen are like super nice and wide. You have like a regular street for cars, then you have like a bicycle lane on the side, and then you have the sidewalk. Like not everywhere obviously, but like really nice and well thought out city planning. The city planning in Oslo is a mess. I could talk about this for a long time, Kamos. I could have like an Oslo and Copenhagen comparison stream, talk about all the reasons why I prefer Copenhagen over Oslo. Though Oslo is like, it's not an ugly city. It's a little bit ugly. It's not a bad city. Like it was nice to live there. It's very convenient. There is a lot of amenities and stuff, but it's a mess. It's a mess. I say that affectionately as a Norwegian. I heavily prefer Bergen, and I do recommend you guys, if you're going to Norway, Unless there's something specifically you want to see in Oslo or something you want to do there. Bergen is way prettier, way like more cohesive as a city. I hate your birthplace. I don't hate your birthplace. It's just, it's a mess. It has a lot of convenient stuff though, and the nature around Oslo is pretty. Like parts of Oslo, like the public transport and wandering around, access to things in general. Yeah. The public transport is great. Like access to stuff is great. There's a good variety of stuff, but yeah, the city. I don't hate it, but it's a mess. Feels even more harsh. I think it's gentler. But Kamos, yes, I'm going to round off. This is me just procrastinating on not wanting to do the recording that I should do today. That I definitely should do today. So, let me find someone to raid. And then I'll procrastinate a tiny bit after my stream. But then, we're going to record. And then tomorrow, I'll be back for Pokemon. Pokemon Explorers of Sky. And then after Pokemon Explorers of Sky, the day after tomorrow, it's going to be cosplay chatting ASMR and watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then Alien Isolation on Sunday. Am I feeling better after yesterday? Oh, I don't have a crippling headache anymore, so that's a plus. Let me see, who should we raid? Let's raid Shiki. She's playing the Retro Rewind. I think she just started not that long ago. Let me see. Using the Pokemon theme in Norwegian. I want to not get this stream content ID claimed. Let me see. Does she stream on Twitch? Let's find out. Shiki. She have a Twitch? I don't think she has a Twitch. So no Twitch link. No Twitch raid today. You expect a lot of procrastination before Alien Isolation? We'll see. Or I'll just go straight into the game. We'll just go straight into the games so I don't lose courage. But Kamos, I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was perhaps a little bit disjointed, a little bit mess. But this is what my brain could figure out to teach you in Norwegian after not having Norwegian for 15 years. I mean, I used it in the day-to-day, but like not having it in a school setting for 15 years. So, yeah. We had a lot of fun. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy. It was really informative though. Okay, good. I tried to include genuinely informative stuff as well. Like a mix of me ranting about Norwegian and then some actual Norwegian. I think the next time, when do I tentatively have like a next like PowerPoint stream on my schedule? Wait, when is international? Let me check. Oh wait, that's kind of soon. Oh wait, I already had it tentatively on my schedule. Okay, already. Thank you, Kanna. So, International Book Day is April 23rd. I don't know if there'll be changes. I think not. But since it's International Book Day, I want to do a stream talking about like favorite sci-fi fantasy books. Where I make an actual PowerPoint for you guys, like PowerPoint and doing stuff like that. So yeah, that will probably be the next PowerPoint stream. I'm not too good at like making streams themed around like the International Cat Day and stuff like that because I forget to check when they are. But this time, I've checked. This helped you on the pronunciation of some Norwegian though. Oh, let's go. I'm so happy. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow, Kamos. I will see you. Otsukanana. Mama. Time to procrastinate for like half an hour and then record. I can record. I can do this. I believe. Totally. I love you, Kamo. See you tomorrow for an actual 4+ hour stream. Yes. Bum, 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 bum.